Hi all, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with Unit 4, that is Networking Technology of Mmpc 008. So, what is the structure of this unit? This unit is there is an introduction part, objectives is there, components of a network and type of networks, advantage of using network and internet, the layered architecture and communication protocol, client or server architecture and cloud architecture, summary, self-assessment exercise and reference section also there in this chapter. Okay, so let's begin with the introduction part. So there are many network in the world. Some are natural and some are man-made. There is a network of vein and arteries in the body, and there is a network of railroads. But these days, when we say network, we mean data communication networks. Data communication is the movement of computer data from one computer to another. The data may travel as an electrical or an optical signal or transmission system. Such as systems are called data communication network or simply network. The networking help us in getting the information fast, and if we look around, we can identify many applications that use networks. One of the prime example is the railway reservation system, and this system use networks to find out the availability of a seat for a passenger. The passenger may be at station A and he can make a reservation from say, station B to station C. So earlier system of reservation has become history, and network and advancement in getting fast connectivity have changed the life for better. So what are the objectives of this chapter? After reading this unit, you should be able to identify the component of a network, describe different type of data communication network, distinguish LAN, MAN, SWAN and WAN, and the internet and intranet. State the advantages of internet and intranet, identify the seven layers of OSI model of network architecture, and explain the TCP IP communication protocol, discuss benefit to an organization due to networks, and describe the client or serve the model of computing. So these are the objectives of this chapter. And a component of a network. A network system consists of hardware component as well as software components, and the hardware component are the following: the server or host computer. Host is the computer that has data to be transmitted. The client, this is a computer on the other end of the transmission system as the server. It receives the transmitted data from the server. And the network interface card, earlier one had to buy a network interface card, that is NIC, separately and install it in the computer. Nowadays the NIC has become a standard component of a system. The NIC is the interface between the network cable and the computer. The circuit is the pathway through which data travel from host to the client. The circuit may be a copper wire or an optical fiber. Earlier, the commonly used media were twisted pair cables and coaxial cables. These days, mostly fiber optic cable are also being used, and fiber at home has taken over the reign. Fiber optic cable can withstand higher temperature and has much higher bandwidth, and microwave are also used for data transmission. The communication may take place through wireless medium. And network hub. A network hub is a node that broadcasts data to every computer or Ethernet based device connected to it. And a hub is less sophisticated and cheaper than a switch. And network hubs are best suited for small, simple local area network environment. And hubs, however, cannot provide routine capabilities or other advanced network services because they operate by forwarding packets across all ports indiscriminately. Network hubs are sometimes referred to as dumb switches. Hubs support half duplex transmission. Only one device connected to a port can send or receive data at a time, but not both at the same time. Switch is there. A switch is a multicast networking device that connect a bunch of computer or devices in a network, and it is mainly used to send a private message, and it does not waste data. A switch can easily identify which device is connected to which port by using a MAC address, giving it the ability to deliver the message to a particular machine because it stores and uses the MAC address of a device to transfer data. Router is there. A router is a networking device that operates to connect two or more networks. It is a device that establishes a common link between networks to enable data flow between them. It uses the IP address of the device to transfer data between networks. They define the direction in which data flows between two communicating devices. Like switches, routers support full duplex transmission. Thus, a bunch of computers can send data at the same time. Firewall is a network security system on that monitor and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic and based on predetermined security rules. A firewall typically establishes a barrier between a trust network and an untrusted network such as the internet. In the above paragraph you have seen the new term like IP address and landman 1. These terms have been explained further in other section of the this unit. And network operating system, what is network operating system? On top of the hardware there is always special purpose network software which make the hardware work, and the network operating system is the software that controls the network. And NOS have software for the server as well as for the client. They connect the multiple device and computers on the network and allow them to share resource on the network. Following are few example of network operating system, that is Microsoft Windows Server and Unix and Linux and Sonic or Cisco iOS and Artisoft and Landstarstics. And Cisco iOS is a family of network operating system used on most Cisco system routers and current Cisco's network switches. Earlier switches ran the Catalyst operating system Cat OS, and Sonic is the Linux based networking operating system developed by Microsoft, and it is free and open source NOS. So this is the figure of a network. Okay, so activity A is here. And next is type of network. What are the type of network? There is LAN, local area network. A network connect computers that are in the same building, and network spread over few kilometers also come under LAN. The LAN is usually realized using Ethernet and technology or token ring technology, fiber distributed data interface, and is also becoming popular. The transmission rate varies from 10 million bit per second to 1 gigabytes per second. A computer has a network interface card such as Ethernet card that connects it to the network circuit. Usually, LAN is under the control of a signal organization. The prime objective of LAN is to facilitate information and resource sharing within an organization. The server may be a file server and print server or a database server, depending on the service it provides to its users. Next is metropolitan area network. That is metropolitan area network is MAN is a computer network that is larger than single building local area network but is located in a single geographic area that is smaller than wide area network, that is one. Generally it is network system of several LAN is and interconnected by dedicated backbone connection, and it may also refers to public use networking infrastructure in a municipality or region. And it is larger than a LAN in a single building but not larger enough to be considered as one. The size usually ranges from 5 kilometers to 50 kilometers, and if all the building are on a single piece of contiguous property it may also be considered as a campus network. The backbone connection can use variety of link technologies including Ethernet, optical fiber, point to point Wi-Fi, wireless LAN, that is WLAN, and microwave radio links. And next one is statewide area network, that is SWAN. SWAN is a concept of connecting statewide office at the level of state or union territory headquarters up to the block level via district or subdivision headquarters in a vertical hierarchical structure. And SWAN is the coverage converged backbone network for data, voice, and video communications throughout a state or UT with the following salient features. One POP, that is one point of presence at each state or district or block headquarters, and each POP state has configured aggregation equipment to enable vertical or horizontal connectivity gateway to NIC NIT, that is National Backbone for Interstate Connectivity. Wide area network. A wide area network connects computers in a different cities or countries. The network to connect computers that are thousands of miles apart is not built by an organization. Instead, the organization uses leased telephone lines, and it is obvious that WAN is not owned by a single organization. It is owned and managed collectively by many cooperation organizations. Internet or the internet network is the connection of two or more networks so that the computer on one network can communicate with the computer on another network. The internet is set of thousands of network and linked together around the world. That is why it is also known as network of networks. Intranet. And intranet is a network that connects the internal computing resources of an organization. The prime motive of intranet is to facilitate information sharing within the organization with the help of tools such as web browsers. For instance, a manager can check the inventory level sitting in his own room, and email become an easy way to communicate without having to worry about the physical presence of the person on his seat. That is intranet. And activity B is here. And next one is advantages of using intranet and internet. The present age is called the information age, and in this information age the strategic resource is information is useful only when it is received in time, and the communication network have become the media of choice for transmitting that information. The time lag is so little that the data seem to travel in real time. Most of the business paradigm have changed due to communication networks. A team of doctors who are geographically apart can analyze the case of a patient simultaneously. The consumers are able to locate the item of their choice on the electronic shop and compare quality and price of before they place an order with a company. And we can enumerate some of advantages of using internet and intranet as follows. With the help of internet, an organization can create a website where they post information about availability of products. The customers can log on to the site and check the availability without having to contact an individual in the organization. The intranet is used to send email, which is a cheaper way of contacting an individual in terms of time. The online financial planning and project management are additional facility intranet can provide. Collaboration project work by the team members who may be geographically separate is now a reality, and the time to market a product has reduced considerably. The delay in the product development phases has also reduced due to faster paperless communication. And video conferencing provides real time interacting among people who are geographically apart. A company can locate its office based on availability of resources. The interaction among employees can take place through video conferencing. The company will not have to spend extra on travel, and at the same time it can save money by locating its offices at the optimum location. And there are many dedicated discussion group on the network. A person can join a group of his choice and share his knowledge with the others and get help from others. And the entire world gets connecting using the internet. All social media apps, virtual classes, in academic session, online shopping, e-commerce, and unified communication are possible because of internet. Browsing website for study material and research study, conducting online survey government to citizen, that is G2C application, listening music online and watching video are possible anytime from anywhere. And this you are listening this class also because of this network, right? And next one is the layered architecture. What is layered architecture? The communication over a network is complex task. The host that want to transmit the data must know the address of the client, a route to communicate with the client. Then it must establish a connection and transmit the data. If an error occurs during the transmission, the client must detect it and information the host so that it can retransmit the data. It will make life simple if this complex task is divided into subtasks. There are two popular models, OSI and TCP or IP. The International Standards Organization developed a framework for computer communication with an objective of providing a standard. The model provided by ISO is known as Open System Interconnection Reference Model, popularly as OSI model. Application layer, this is the top layer and provides user with an interface to the network. The primary purpose is to provide a set of utilities for application program. And the presentation layer, this layer is format the data of presentation to the user and user the primary purpose is to provide a set of utility for the application. So the presentation layer is the layer format the data. So presentation to you, this layer for instance might compress the or uncompress the data. Session layer is, this layer is responsible for initiating, maintaining and terminating the network session on behalf of application. And transport layer, this layer is responsible for creating data units called packets from the data that is to be transmitted. Each unit is appended with enough information about its source and destination so that it can travel independently on the network without having a worry about other packets. The packets are combined at the destination into the original messages. And network layer is there. This layer accepts message generated by the transport layer. Its responsibility is to route packet to the destination. And data link layer, data link layer, that is the layer is responsible for initiating the physical transmission of the data. This layer also detect and correct errors that might have occurred during the transmission. And the next one is physical layer. This layer is concerned with the transmission of data bytes, and this layer defines rules for transmission such as voltage. And the TCP or IP model consists of four layers: and application layer, network layer, data link layer and physical layer. The network layer is equivalent to presentation layer, session layer, transport layer and network layer of OSI model. Application layer is there, and network layer, data link layer, physical layer, and it connected to again the physical layer. This is four layer of TCP or IP model. Okay, so what is TCP? TCP or IP is a protocol suite which consists of protocol for all four layers, and this suite is used for internet as well as for intranet for as well as for internet. 70% of all the networks use TCP or IP. This protocol provides a reliable stream delivery and virtual connection service to the applications, and the protocol ensures error free transmission. The TCP performs and packetizing. The large messages are broken up into smaller units called packets. Each packet contains the source and destination port identifier. A port is a logical entity that uh, identifies an application. The packet also contains its sequence number and error checking information. The source and destination addresses are also included in the packet, like that. And here also an addresses can be one of the following types. Type A is there, type B, type C is there, like that. Okay. And domain name service protocol, that is DNS, is a translates the server address to IP address. And there are name servers which maintain a special database IP addresses and application layer addresses. There are thousands of name servers across the globe, and if a computer does not know IP address for an application layer address, it sends the request to the name server, and other computers can reach a computer only if it is address is a part of the database of at least one name server. The ARP is used for converting an IP address to the hardware address. The protocol is based on broadcast. The computer trying to send a message to a particular IP address broadcast a message asking for its hardware address. The computer with the request IP address respond back, and the requesting computer also maintain a database of IP address and the corresponding hardware address. And World Wide Web, all of you know what is www. Www made the internet popular among people who were not part of the academic community. The internet became popular primarily because of www applications. The prime objective of www application is to facilitate sharing text and image files, and the this application are implemented using client or server architecture. Okay, in order to get a page from the web, the address of the desired page is typed into the browser. The user must know the address of the page in order to request the page. So all of you know what is worldwide nowadays. All of you commonly using this all things like file transfer protocol is the FTP, enables host to send the and receive a file over the network internet as well as internet. In a file transfer, there is a client that requests the transfer, and there is a server which entertain the request, and there are many graphical FTP client available these days. And telnet is the telnet application enable a user on one computer to log on to another computer on the network. A virtual connection between the client and the server is established. The connection is used to transmit data. The protocol gives client an option to emulate graphic terminals. And email, electronic mail, is one of the oldest application of internet, and it has become the most common way of communication. Email can be used to send a message to an individual or to a group of people, like that. Okay, so this is about today's section. Next subsession we will discuss on next video, and you just go through your mmbc 008 text and read this chapter. In case any doubts, you just contact us anytime and we will explain that accordingly. So for more MBA videos, you just do like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.
i-tutor Academy presents Ignou Mba complete syllabus coverage classes for individual students, semester-wise subject with online and flexible timing. For more details, contact on +916 238 21785.